out of the race. Dick Trickle coming down for green.
This will be the first chance we see. Dale Earnhardt's been leading the race. Dale Jarrett has been making up ground all day long. He's right on Earnhardt's bumper. We see if he's got anything for him now.
I expect him to be with him for a few laps here, Neil, just to try to pull him away from the rest of the field and try to build up a little bit of a lead that Kyle Petty and Dale Earnhardt had going there before Kyle had to make that unscheduled pit stop. You got 3 Chevrolets there right now. Ernie Irvan is tagged on to him as well.
Most impressive car in the last 25 laps was Jarrett in the 18. Earnhardt staying up there, but Jarrett wound that field in and rolled through. Irvan right there in the number 4, giving us these pictures of Dale Jarrett in second place as they come to full song in the Daytona 500.
Still going fast on the turn.
No speed limit at Daytona today as Earnhardt stays out in front. Jarrett's in second. Ernie Irvan in third and Bodine in fourth.
You know, they offered me the job to run that camera coming up turn 4. You think they were telling me something?
Yeah.
Whoever's hanging onto that thing better run.
It's got to feel good, though, to be in the midst of that and know you're among the very best, Neil.
I'll tell you what, these guys here have worked so hard this winter. Every one of these top teams, they've been working themselves to death to get these cars going, and now they're getting to see what they've got. And I'm telling you, the thing's going to shake out. We've got the most lead changes coming up we've had ever at this place. It's going to be quite an ending for this.
A lot of brother acts out here today. The Bodine brothers, the Waltrip brothers, the Wallace brothers, the Labonte brothers. A lot of guys came into this sport, and the young kid that used to work on the race car came along a little later. They've progressed up through the ranks, run the short tracks, paid their dues, found their way into this 500. Rick Wilson with the STP race cam. And that car number 42 continues to wind its way back into this field, currently being shown in 17th position. Right in front of him, Derek Cope. There's Harry Gant down to the bottom of the 33.
Boy, we see Gant on the inside. He's had problems all day long. They just can't get the car running like he needs to, and they're just going right on by him.
But strategy has let him lead this race on a couple of different occasions, but he has not been up to speed. It was just gas mileage and making an early pit stop during a caution that put him in that position.
The deal we had earlier, the out of sync, is out the window now. We had this caution, and pretty well got everybody where they'll be pitting together again now.
Back straight away. 139 of 2 complete of 200. And there you see Earnhardt first. Dale Jarrett in second spot. What a turnaround for them a year ago. They lost, what, 3 cars here. David Hobbs has this report for us.
Well, I'm with Buddy Barrett, Rusty Wallace's crew chief, and you've come up from 34th position. You're now in 6th, right with that lead draft. How's it going?
Well, it's really good right now. Rusty just came in, put 4 of those Goodyear Eagles on that race car, and he said the car's handling great. We've had a car all day that was a little loose to start with, but as the fuel burns off, the car freezes up and gets real good, as you know, everybody's been watching. I just want to say one thing for the guys back in the fab shop. They did a great job on these cars.
Thanks very much, Buddy, and back to you, Ken.
Buddy Parrott, you can tell when he talks about those good years. He was an old tire buster for years. That's how he got started. Buddy Parrott won Daytona 1990 with Derek Cope.
Trouble on the backstretch.
Straightaway. Going into turn 3, Rick Wilson's car has been collected in this crash. There's Hamilton's car. Rick Wilson dropping down to the inside. The number 44 car running in 17th gets hammered. He's okay.
Trying to get the motor recranked. He's over trying to hit the starter. Trying his best to get that thing cranked up where he can get it back around and see if they can get it finish the race.
At lap 141.
He was running in 17th position. Still in the lead lap and certainly still in contention. Too bad.
Richard Petty on the radio talking to driver Rick Wilson. Richard knows all about that. He's been there before himself a lot in the last 2 or 3 years and in this race.
Well, you can see he has it headed back towards the pits now. A lot of damage done to the right front. Certainly killed the aerodynamics on the car. I don't believe it would measure up to those templates now that Gary Nelson has, who's the competition director in Winston Cup racing.
Robbie Lewis. Robbie Loomis is now his crew chief. He worked with Rick way back, early days in Florida on the short tracks. Looks to me like they're going right to the garage area. Third straight Daytona 500 crash for Rick Wilson. 1992, he had a crunch up in turn 4. Trouble back in 91. And now today, up here in turn 3. It comes to an end early for Rick Wilson of Bartow, Florida, now carrying the Petty colors.
He's got the front end knocked out so bad, the wheels are turned in opposite directions that he actually can't get the car to turn well enough to get it in the garage where they can try to fix it. There goes Richard. He's going to get in and oversee the work, see if they can get the car back out.
First time he has ever been in this position.
Chasing the car and run into the garage without a set of wheels under him. Looks like they're going to try their best to get him back out here.
You know, while Richard and these guys are running the garage, Jeff Budine is on pit road. But the hood up. Only one of the leaders got the hood up. Looks like they're working. Maybe he's running a little bit warm. They're working that, cleaning that grill area off. Put a little water in. See the radiator, the water hose over the deal. They stuck a little bit of water in. He must be running hot.
86 champion of the 500. Let's take another look at what happened up here in turn 3, folks. They're working on that car 44. There you see Richard all around it. Here's what created this disaster for the Petty team
Well, you
today.
can see Rick Wilson was down on the inside at the very top of the screen. There were 3 abreast going into that turn, and it looks like he just clipped someone going into the turn. Bobby Hamilton was up on the outside. That's the bright pink car you see, or they're calling it pink. It looks almost orange, but they stayed together up on the high side of the racetrack for a pretty good little bit.
Thank goodness
This is
it did
the
stay
aftermath.
up there. Yeah,
This
good
is
thing
the
it stayed up there, Ken, because if it came, look at the traffic coming by. Good thing they stayed up long enough for that traffic to clear. Then the track will actually sweep it clean. They'll come off that banking. Rick gets it right up against the wall, and then he cuts it down after one clears them.
From Wilson's car, we're going to see what happened.
Well, here we are running down the backstretch in single file, or at least it appears that way. Rick up next to the wall, and well, that's when he gets into the wall. He had gotten single file then, but going into the turn, he was actually 3 abreast. He was down on the inside.
Long time before he finds Hamilton there.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one
Hamilton's
thing.
right up into him by now. I thought there was a second hit. You saw it drive that car forward again. Not true. It just stayed there.
There's Hamilton pulling out from on the high side of the track. Ernie Irvin coming into the pits right now as we watch this situation of the 44 car of Rick Wilson. There's Irvin. He had moved up to second place around Dale Jarrett just as the caution was coming out.
Here's Mike Joy.
We're seeing some interesting strategy played out here. This looks like a normal caution flag pit stop, but it was carefully timed. There are 58 laps left in this race. Ernie Irvin, Tony Glover, engine builder Ron Pittman and their crew feel they can go the distance from here, barely. So they brought Irvin in now. The rest of the leaders are staying on the track. They will likely pit when the indication is 1 lap to go to be sure of having enough gas to go to the checkered flag in this race. But Irvin, by having pitted right at this time, will end up after the caution flag with better track position and a full tank to go the distance.
And track position is going to tell the story. Let's listen again to what happened out here to this number 44 when he got in trouble in the back straightaway. You could really hear the impact of that second hit from Bobby Hamilton. And it seemed to take forever before he found him.
And he was glad that most of the cars had gotten by. He stayed up on the high side of the track next to the wall long enough for the traffic to get by before he came down across the track. He didn't have much control of the car coming back down across the track, and he was just glad nobody was there to hit him.
So for Rick Wilson, it's a hard day's work here at Daytona. We'll be back to decide who's going to win it in a moment.